T-minus 30 seconds and counting.
28.
ECS reduced for launch.
Roger.
25.
Status check.
Go Atlas. Go Centaur.
Go goes R.
15 seconds and counting. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of NOAA's GOES-R, America's most advanced weather eye in the sky, elevating environmental intelligence to new heights and saving lives.
Geo's gone to close-up control. Engine response looks good. Now flying the zero angle attack phase of flight. Body rates look good. Booster has throttled down as scheduled. Response looks good. Roll program is complete. Body rates controlling down the middle.
Listening to the voice of Marty Malinowski.
Mach 1.
Standing by to pass
Max
through
Q.
Max Q. This is the maximum aerodynamic pressure area. When mechanical stress on the rocket reaches its peak because of the
Running
rocket's
180,
velocity
continue
and
to look good.
resistance created by the atmosphere.
Down the middle.
NASA's Atlas V
Booster has begun throttling back up. Right on
And-
schedule. Engine response looks good.
GOES-R spacecraft continue into flight.
Signatures are good at this point.
The United Launch Alliance Atlas booster doing its job.
10 seconds.
1 minute 50 seconds into flight,
we
the
have
first two
indication
solid
this.
rocket boosters will be jettisoned,
Engine
followed
right
about
on.
a second and a half later by boosters 3 and 4.
Coming up on SRB jettison, and we have the first pair and the second pair. Looks like a good separation. Now flying Q alpha limited steering, and we have had our roll bias pointing.
Start system securing.
Vehicle's making good progress down the range. RD-180 continues to look good. Pump speeds, injector pressures. And booster has throttled back, right on schedule. Engine response looks good.
2 minutes 25 seconds into flight.
All systems continue to look very good at this point. Currently flying at an altitude of 48 miles, downrange distance 85 miles. Current velocity 5,995 miles per hour. And we have fired the RCS pyro valve. System's now pressurizing to flight level. Signatures look good.
Three minutes into flight, about 30 seconds away from jettison of the payload fairing, which has protected NOAA's GOES-R during its flight through the atmosphere.
And we have begun throttling to 2.5 Gs in preparation for payload fairing jettison. Booster engine signatures look good. And we have payload fairing jettison. Looks like a good jettison.
3 minutes 42 seconds into flight.
And we have throttled back up. Next, approaching our 4.6 G constant throttle.
About
And we have begun to throttle. Boost phase cool down is underway.
30 seconds away from booster engine cutoff. Standing by for
Boost phase
booster
chill
engine
down.
cutoff.
And we have BECO. Engine shutdown looks good.
Standing by in about 6 seconds for the Centaur's second stage to separate from the booster.
We have indication of AC set.
Good separation.
And LOX pre-start underway. GN2 purge firing is as well. And we have ignition and full thrust on the RL-10.
This Centaur single RL-10C engine burn, producing 22,900 pounds of thrust, will burn for just under 8 minutes.
OSM.
Beginning to see our RCS thermal conditioning firings.
OSM, go ahead. Adjust security roadblocks for pad access control. Roger. Readiness poll for pad.
RL-10 performance looks good. Chamber pressures, fuel injectors, fuel venturi pressure, LOX pump discharge, all within band.
Ready. Atlas pneumatics. Ready. Centaur propulsion.
Ready.
Centaur pneumatics. Ready. OSM. Ready.
Centaur PU is now in closed loop operation, except it is still requesting a slightly oxidizer-rich condition. We do have indication of the booster stage performance at this point, slightly above nominal. RCS line temperatures continue to warm towards bottle temperatures. RL-10 performance continues to look good. Tank pressures are stable. Sport bottle pressures look good. Our body rates continue to look good, controlling down the middle. Current altitude 139 miles, downrange distance 888 miles, current velocity 14,209 miles per hour. Coming up on the format change. And we did have a slight dropout in data, but data has resumed. All signatures look good.
After a spectacular liftoff at 6:42 p.m. Eastern Time atop an Atlas V rocket, the Centaur second stage engine, NOAA's GOES-R satellite is poised for its flight into space just minutes away. We're a little bit under 4 minutes from the Centaur third main engine start. We'll be listening to the voice of Marty Malinowski from United Launch Alliance, who will be providing engineering data and information on the burn. Centaur has been in a coast phase for nearly 3 hours after the successful second Centaur main engine burn. Everything continues to go well. This is Atlas Launch Control.
Planned third burn is for 93 seconds. Tank pressurization is underway in the LOX tank.
About a minute and a half away from the Centaur third main engine start.
Centaur fuel tank is being pressurized.
One minute away from the burn.
We have LO2 pre-start. We have LH2 pre-start.
Standing by now for the Centaur third main engine start. This will be a short burn of only about 1.5 minutes. 10 seconds.
And we have ignition and full thrust on the RL10. Centaur PU is being commanded at fixed angles and has now gone to active control.
The burn is underway and everything is going well.
Chamber pressure, LOX pump discharge, and venturi pressures all look good for the nominal MR set. Mass error is basically zero. Engine burn is progressing well. All levels look good.
Standing by for Centaur main engine
RL10
cutoff.
continue to burn well. And we have MECO. Engine shutdown looks good. We've gone to 4S settling.
MECO main engine cutoff. Everything went well on the burn. Spacecraft separation is planned for...
Centaur fuel tank has been vented down. Pressures are now stable. Million bottles are stable as well. Batteries look good.
Spacecraft separation planned for about 10:14 p.m.
We have begun the turn to spacecraft separation attitude.
We will not see live video of the separation. However, we are expecting to receive a video playback about 12 minutes afterward, around 10:26 p.m.
Centaur's gone to 50% settling on the 4S motors.
Centaur moving to the deploy attitude.
Centaur fuel tank is being vented down again. Pressures are now stable. Centaur has completed the turn to spacecraft separation attitude.
Just about a minute away from spacecraft separation. standing by for
Coming up on
spacecraft sep.
spacecraft sep. And we have indication of spacecraft separation.
And applause here in the Atlas Spaceflight Operations Center, Mission Director Center, as we see spacecraft separation. Spacecraft separation at 10:14 and 4 seconds p.m. Eastern Time, as the spacecraft soared high above the Java Sea, west of Indonesia. NASA's GOES-R flies free for the first time in an elliptical orbit whose apogee is close to its final geosynchronous altitude. Next major milestone, the GOES-R solar array deploy, scheduled 5 minutes and 50 seconds after spacecraft separation, so at about 10:20 p.m.
Systems continue to look very good.
The 5 panels will be extended out, looking at the sun in step 1 of the deploy. The second deploy step, lifting the yoke and 2 solar instruments off the body of the satellite, is scheduled about 10 days from now. The launch team here at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, celebrating the Atlas Centaur rocket did its job once again, delivering a spacecraft to the perfect location in space, as the Atlas V has had a 100% success rate.
Actual position versus pre-flight predictions is in excellent agreement with very small deltas. With that, this concludes the plus count broadcast of the GOES-R AB-69 mission.
Marty Malinowski from United Launch Alliance signing off after a successful Atlas mission, delivering the NOAA GOES-R satellite to space.